Okay, it's good afternoon for some, good evening for others, and for some others, it's good morning. So welcome everybody, and I'm glad that we have such a broad range of individuals from all over the globe. I am Jeff Campos. I'm the Executive Director in Denver and Chicago. Let's give a shout out for Denver and Chicago. Today's event marks which we are honoring 9 individuals and 1 organization and 11 chapters in our global network. This exemplifies the reach and resources that Global Chamber offers to businesses all over the globe and locally. So our efforts to help businesses are numerous and our contacts are really endless. We encourage you to learn more about us and your local chapter as we move forward. So I know we have an extensive list of individuals we're going to honor today. So now it gives me great pleasure to start our award presentation. We are going to be on a time restraint. So we have dedicated 5 minutes to each award presentations. So I would like to start by introducing Toby Armitage. He's our current chair of Denver chapter, and he's with Merrill Lynch. So let's welcome Toby. Toby, you're on.
Thanks, Jeff. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us. As Jeff mentioned, I'm Toby Armitage with Merrill Lynch, also the 2020 chair of Global Chamber Denver. So nice to see everyone. Again, I wish we were all in person. This is a unique and exciting event for the Global Chamber. Recognizing 10 awardees today from 11 cities in the Global Chamber Network. As Jeff mentioned, we do have a tight agenda, so I'm going to keep my comments short. And for the next hour, let's just be respectful of our time allotted. So let's begin with the introduction of our sponsor, Ricardo Gambetta, from the City of Aurora's Office of International and Immigrant Affairs, to present our first award of the day. And again, congratulations, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Ricardo.
Thank you, Toby. Hello, I am Ricardo Gambetta with the city of Aurora, the 3rd largest city in the state of Colorado and the most diverse city in our state. So it's our great honor, to be one of the sponsors today, especially for the Denver Metro area chapter. We're very active members. And today we are proud to recognize, one of the icons in our state, Federico Peña, who is currently a senior advisor at the Colorado Impact Fund, which invests in companies having a positive impact in community health, natural resources, conservation, education, and workforce and economic development in Colorado. During the past 39 years, Peña has practiced law, serving the Colorado State House of Representatives as a mayor of the city and county of Denver. And also he established an investment advisory firm, and also he's serving 2 cabinet positions in the Clinton administration as a Secretary of the Department of Energy and Secretary of the Department of Transportation. It's a great honor to introduce Federico Peña.
Muchas gracias, Ricardo. Thank you very much, Ricardo, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone on this Zoom meeting, and congratulations to my fellow awardees. Let me first congratulate the Global Chamber for the work that you do. And why do I say that? Because we know that the world is smaller today than ever before, that it's important that companies understand international trade, but more importantly, have the resources, the advice, the access to grow globally. And that's exactly what you're doing, and I thank you for that. Given my work in Washington as Secretary of Transportation and Secretary of Energy, I represented American companies all over the world, from Russia to Vietnam, to South America. And so I understand how challenging it is for US companies to do business around the world where sometimes the playing field is not very level. So I salute and congratulate all the entrepreneurs and the business people who are taking the risk to not only grow here in the United States, but to grow globally. On my part, let me say that since 1998, I've been in business. Some of you know me from my work in politics, but literally, from those times, I was the managing director of Vestar Capital Partners, a private equity fund located in New York with offices in the United States and throughout Europe. We've made a number of investments around the world in mid-sized companies. I left Vestar several years ago. I'm now in Denver. and I'm an investor and also a senior advisor of the Colorado Impact Fund. And what are we doing? We are investing in Colorado companies that are having a positive impact on our state. And hopefully they will grow, and hopefully they will go global. And some of them are beginning to do that. So I want to thank all of you for this award. Just know that I will continue to support the business community, not only in the state, but throughout the country to the extent that I can. The governor recently asked me to chair a statewide council to help Colorado businesses work through the pandemic. And we've been doing that for the last several months. And despite the challenges, companies are finding a way to struggle. Some are not, but these are difficult and challenging times. So I salute all of you for your great work, for your vision, for your enthusiasm. I congratulate the Global Chamber, and I'm very honored to receive this award. Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you, Federico. All right, now I would love to turn it over to our Chicago office and Ernie Watts. Ernie.
Thank you, Jeff, and welcome everybody. It's great to see everybody on the call and really appreciate everybody participating today. Let me say that we're super excited here in Chicago. This is very much a global city. We have a lot of exciting things going on from a global perspective and a lot of excellent activity. And we had a lot of really excellent candidates for this award. We are very excited to make the presentation today. To do that, I want to invite Greg Tanner, who is the sponsor of today's award, as well as serving as the chair of the local Chicago Advisory Board with Aspen Capital. So Greg, please, for the introduction of our Chicago award winner.
Hello, I'm Greg Tanner, and it gives me great pleasure to be a sponsor today for the Chicago Metro Area Chapter. As a Denver native, I'm happy to be a part of both Denver and Chicago and the Global Chambers. Today, we're proud to recognize Dr. William S. Winston, founder and senior pastor of Living Word Christian Center, LWCC, a multicultural, non-denominational church, located in Forest Park, Illinois, and Living Word Christian Center, Tuskegee, in Tuskegee, Alabama. LWCC has a broad range of ministries and related entities. Dr. Winston is also the founder and CEO of the nationally accredited Joseph Business School, or JBS, which teaches practical and biblical principles to empower adults to develop indispensable skills as successful entrepreneurs and business leaders. JBS is located in Forest Park, Illinois, with partnership locations on 5 continents. The Joseph Business School also has an online program. Congratulations, Dr. William S. Winston.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, let me just say, first of all, my hats off to all the other awardees. And we see this as a real honor for this award. I didn't really expect it, but nevertheless, it's here. And I just want to say that we are in full support of the global, effect of trying to take business globally and even through our own trade center that we have here in our SBDC. Our hats off to Brian Butler here. That is the SBDC International Trade Director here at the Joseph Business School. Started the Joseph Business School about 20 years ago. It's fully accredited school now in 5 continents of the world. I came background, I was a fighter pilot, and came to IBM and left there as a regional marketing manager in computers, and now I've been having a ministry here in the Chicago area. Went to seminary and now we're here doing not only business, but doing ministry business as well. I want to say also that as we're doing business, one of the things that I feel a special calling for is to go to those places where very few people go. In other words, everybody can't go to some of the Ivy League schools, but they do have a gift and a talent. In the scriptures tell us that a man's gift will make room for him and bring him before great men. So what we do is we go into these neighborhoods, the urban communities and so forth, and we've selected 10 cities We now have our Joseph Business School in 5 continents of the world. And we just finishing graduating a big class in South Africa. And so we've spread out tremendously. Dr. Dolores Thomas is our leader for that. She has a background from Harvard and also received a PhD. But what I've done is put together just a team of people to take it to the inner cities. Here's what I want to do. I want to do business while doing good. I want to get them with a notion of raising up a business, not only for them, but to hire people in the neighborhoods, and for us to raise up training centers so that we can train some of the people who feel rejected and feel like they have lost and hope in everything in the system. And so we're doing that, and it's coming out very well. We've now training many people, and now even going into the prisons. We've just been asked by the sheriff to bring the actual financial literacy behind the walls of Cook County Jail. And now we're graduating people, even in jail, the opportunities for business and employment. We've had now the companies to come to the jail and interview the inmates before they get released for the jobs that they're going to get when they get out. All of that is because of things that are happening with Brian and things that are happening with the Joseph Business School. So my hats are off to this whole global impact that you're making here. I'm just glad to be a part of it. I want to do my part in making sure that we penetrate these inner cities. One of the biggest reasons for poverty is the absence of self-production. One of the biggest reasons of poverty is absence of self-production. So if we can get people in the inner cities to get that GDP up in the inner cities, we can create economies in those cities that they don't feel lost or feel helpless. So thank you again for the honor of receiving this award. I will take it and treasure it, praise God. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Winston. Appreciate that, and congratulations. So let's move on a little further east. Let's go to Cincinnati, where we have our executive director, Larry Hart. Larry, I see you have a whole contingency there.
Yeah, we don't mess around, folks. We're going global here in Hamilton, Ohio, thanks to Dan Bates, our host with the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. You know, like a lot of cities, Hamilton has had its ups and downs, but recently they've been able to really expand and enlarge and thrive with a whole new economy here. And we're on the north side of Cincinnati, and together, I think with government, with the residents, with businesses, they've been able to really collaborate and pull the community together. So Dan is the captain of the ship here. Dan, thanks again for hosting us.
Thank you, Larry. Hello, I'm Dan Bates. I'm president and CEO of the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce here in Hamilton, Ohio, Southwest Ohio, in the Midwest. And Larry's right, Hamilton has been recognized many times as one of the fastest turnaround cities in the Midwest. And we are thrilled here at the Greater Hamilton Chamber to be involved with the Global Chamber now and also be a sponsor for this event. We're even more thrilled that this is the corporate headquarters for 80 Acres. And we are thrilled to have Mike and Tish and their amazing team here in our city, really making things happen and be one of the major transformers of business here in Hamilton. So with that, Larry, I turn it back to you.
All right, well, Pastor, you were talking a little bit about change in the world, and that's exactly what our friends here, this is Tisha and Mike, are doing worldwide. And folks, this award, for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Huge honor. Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us first, like, why Hamilton? Of all the places you could have done to feed the world, and you have some great marketing, by the way. They have incredible marketing. If you go to 80acres.com, right? You'll see their tricked out
80 Acres Farms.
That's it.
80 Acres Farms.
80acresfarms.com. But anyway, why Hamilton?
I'll start. Hamilton is a phenomenal place to start a business. It's in the middle of the country. As good pastor mentioned, poverty is driven by lack of production. We couldn't agree with you more. We believe that it's critical to put our farms and facilities and communities that could benefit from growing food, reconnecting to food. So we produce in communities, for those communities, by those communities. We grow the healthiest, most nutritious food in the world, and we do so very sustainably. Hamilton is powered, I believe 80% of Hamilton is powered by hydropower. So we put these farms up and we are essentially operating off the grid. It is a completely sustainable enterprise. We use 97% less water than traditional farming and than greenhouses. We empower the communities we go into, and Hamilton represents exactly what the pastor was talking about just a few minutes ago. And we think it's a phenomenal jumping point to start in Hamilton. And we're in 5 states now, and we're global, and we're introducing this technology and this capability to the world so that every city can feed its populations.
And 80 acres, why the name?
Yeah, the name, it's a phenomenal name. The production methods are so efficient. It is actually the most natural way to farm. It is a hydroponic vertical farming methodology. And we started our first facility, which was a small 12,000 square foot facility, which is, it translates to about 1/4 of an acre. And that 1/4 of an acre produced 80 acres worth of food, 80 acres worth of very nutritious, healthy, tasty, completely pesticide-free produce. And we were able to scale that and put in several facilities. We have 8 farms now nationally and working on a few internationally.
And speaking of international, Tisha's been involved with Infinite Acres, the partnership there. Can you tell us?
Right, yeah. So we created Infinite Acres, which is a partnership with Ocado out of the UK and Priva out of the Netherlands. And that international partnership is meant to bring this farming technology all over the world. So there's many communities in the African countries, in the Middle East. We have a project in China, in Canada, as well as the US, Central Europe, that are all looking to figure out how to drive food security, how to be able to bring healthy, fresh produce to their constituents and be able to provide jobs. And so our technology is very scalable from the farm that we're building here in Hamilton as the first reference design. And then we can take that, and we are taking that all over the world. So our next project's in Shanghai, and we have several projects that we'll be announcing shortly in North America as well as the Middle East.
So one of the things is infiniteacres.com.
Yes.
Tricky sometimes, but you can
Yeah.
check it out, infiniteacres.com.
That's right.
But last thing, so we saw in front of the Guggenheim in New York City,
That's right.
you had a smaller version of this.
Yeah,
right?
we had a tremendous opportunity to be able to bring healthy, fresh tomatoes in February onto Fifth Avenue in New York. And so it was an exhibition with Ron Koolhaas talking about the countryside and how the countryside has changed and how you can bring food anywhere. You bring food to the populations. And so during everything in New York was set out, our tomatoes continued to grow, and we were able to feed the people in New York fresh tomatoes February, March, all the way through August.
Cool. So no styrofoam tomatoes for like your grandfather.
No, this is exactly what you ate from your grandfather's and grandmother's garden. If you were fortunate enough to do so, this is yeah, it does not taste like teddy bear stuff, and it's a real tomato.
Great stuff. All right, Dan, anything for the good of the order here?
Nothing other than, we're thrilled to be part of this, and you can see that, I'm proud to be in Hamilton. It is a city of creativity and collaboration and tenacity and taking business forward. And, we are thrilled that companies like 80 Acres can be successful here.
Thank you.
Doing lots of great things in Hamilton, folks. So
Thank you, Larry, and 80 Acres, congratulations.
Thank you.
Doing some great things. So let's move a little out of the Eastern time zone. We're going to go to Tokyo. And I have Doug Brunke, who'll be presenting the award for Tokyo. Good morning, Tokyo.
Ohio gozaimasu, Jeff, and Ohio gozaimasu to everybody else. I'm Doug Brunke, founder and CEO of Global Chamber. I'm actually in Scottsdale, Arizona today, and I want to start by thanking Jeff for your creativity and initiative for pulling the event together. Thank you very much. It's awesome. And also thank you to Cesar Trabanco, who's always the man that keeps things going in the background. So keep up the great work, both of you gentlemen.
Thanks, Doug.
Exactly. I'd like to introduce our sponsor and speaker who will introduce our award winner, Catherine O'Connell. And she, Debbie Howard, is an example of what I recently wrote on the Global Chamber blog about trust and the trusted network that we're building around the world, 40 million people and growing already. Trust is a critical part of global business. And if you know someone and we know each other, and you know someone and you introduce them to me, I'm probably going to trust that person, or at least certainly have a conversation. And so that's what happened between Debbie, Catherine, and I. Debbie and I know each other. We've trusted each other. She's an amazing leader. She herself is the chairwoman for the Carter Japan Market Research Network. She's also the emeritus president for the American Chamber of Commerce in Japan. And she's also the founder of AMI, which is the Aging oh, you're going to have to correct me with what the M is, Debbie. The leaders basically helping for caregiving at home. And so because she trusted me and I trusted her, she introduced me to Catherine, and I started to know more about Catherine, and she's extraordinary, and she's our award winner today. Debbie's going to tell you a little bit more about it. Debbie, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Doug. It's Aging Matters International. That's okay, no worries. I'm the queen of the long name. Hi, everyone. It is my great pleasure to introduce the winner of the Global Excellence Award for Japan, Catherine O'Connell, founder at Catherine O'Connell Law. Catherine is a friend and a business colleague, and she has lived and worked in Japan for over 17 years. Her depth of experience as in-house legal counsel for Panasonic, Mitsubishi Motors, and Molex, among others, and her law firm experience at Hogan Lovells gives her the perfect background for what she does today. Specifically, Catherine is the first foreign female lawyer to have launched her own boutique law firm in Japan. As a bilingual English and Japanese lawyer, she has a deep knowledge of Japanese and business culture and practices. She uses that to help her corporate and private practice clients, both multinational and Japanese corporations, with services ranging from general counsel to ad hoc or project-based advisory. Catherine is passionate about giving back to the community, and I can say from watching her in action, it's amazing how much she does. And that's even in a pandemic. Catherine serves as vice chair of the Australian and New Zealand Chamber of Commerce in Japan. She serves as chair for the Legal Services and IP Committee for the American Chamber of Commerce in Japan. And she serves as vice president for Women in Law Japan. She's really, really stepping up to be a good example for all of us. She also mentors law students and lawyers, speaks on panels, and to students who are considering law careers. I cannot think of anyone who is more deserving of this Global Excellence Award for Japan than Catherine O'Connell.
Thank you, Debbie. I'm totally honored to receive this award, and I thank the Global Chamber, and congratulations to my fellow award winners. As you heard, I'm a solo entrepreneur operating a small boutique law firm in Tokyo. Yet I'm working with corporate clients based in Japan, Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, and the UK. I'm also the lawyer for 2 US Fortune 500 companies. So I want to share with you the ingredients of my special sauce. Because if I can bring the biggest end of town into my small village, then I believe I must be doing something right. When my cell phone rang in March and my big corporate airline client told me my retainer contract was cancelled immediately, I thought to myself, 2020 will be something that falls down a big, dark hole. But I have survived and thrived. So how did I do that? I believe my successful ingredients in my special sauce have come from 3 sources. Drive and determination, networks and nurturing, and an attitude of abundance. When you are small, not many people expect much of you. You don't cast much of a shadow. But when small steps into the limelight and takes the stage, your shadow gets long and tall and bright. So after that call, I put myself out there, making myself obvious and visible on law panels and webinars. I invested in a mastermind to turn my LinkedIn profile into a client-facing profile, showcasing the problems that I solve for clients. This has been pivotal in me having those big clients see me and come to me. And so what did I do next? I thought about my networks, and Doug has talked about this just before. I thought about how can I turn up the heat to nurture them. You are all part of a fabulous tribe here called the Global Chamber. How do you utilize it? Do you get on calls and talk about yourself and promote your products to other members? Or do you do what I do, what I've found to be my secret sauce? Host virtual coffees and wine evenings online with a small group of my network and help them get to know each other, build trust, and only then find ways to collaborate with love. Nurturing my career has been key all through, but actually 100% critical in the pandemic. I carry with me this abundance attitude, not a mindset of scarcity. Have you heard of giver's gain? Have you applied it? You don't look at what you can get from the Global Chamber. Look at what you can give to the Global Chamber. Webinars take a massive amount of time, and Debbie and Deb Hayden on this call know that. It takes a lot of preparation and effort, but that's the special sauce, to give. And so if you haven't already, please put your hand up to speak on your favorite topic and share your experiences to help other members. If you put the time in and help others and give back, and then you get the giver's gain, and it will send you karma and good fortune back to you. I guarantee it. Thank you.
Arigato gozaimashita. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks. Great comments, Catherine. I appreciate that. Now we're going to head across to Mexico. Today we're going to go to Guanajuato, and I want to welcome Arturo and Indira, who's going to be presenting the award. It's all yours.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night, wherever you are in every part of the world. First of all, thank you, Jeff, for putting this together. Thank you, Doug, for running the whole show. Cesar, everybody involved in Global Chamber. We are so grateful to be part of this great project, and so thankful that we were chosen for this award, because having so many chapters in so many countries and only a handful of chapters being able to participate and to choose one winner is truly an honor. So I feel, along with Indira, who's also joining us, that it's been a wild journey for us in Global Chamber. We are experiencing exponential growth, and we are very happy about this. And we couldn't do this without our members. And we are so thankful that we have a team of colleagues and fellow directors and members that support us and that are always willing to help. Whenever we call anybody to participate in a virtual event, they're right there on target. We pull things together and we get through with this. So we're expecting a great 2021 coming up here. We're gonna forget about this 2020 forever, okay? We're not gonna talk about this anymore. But it was very difficult choosing the candidates, one of the candidates that we had for this award. But finally, we came down to one company, one man that has extraordinary vision of running a self-started company along with his daughter. This is a team of father and daughter. And I found out that the more I talked to this young lady, she's also very determined and with so much potential to follow the steps of his father. His name is Hugo Calderon from Cibos, a call center to start with here in Mexico. And her name is Paola Calderon. They are both been really great key members of Global Chamber, always willing to help. They tell us, whatever you need, come to us. How can we help you grow? How can we help the Global Chamber? And all this willingness is what decided, help us decided, we have our winners. Hugo Calderon and Paula Calderon, if you guys can introduce yourselves and talk about how you feel about this award, Hugo and Paola.
Hello. Hi, dear Arturo. I hope you hear me very well. Well, I'm sorry about my English. Hello to all our friends from Global Chamber. Good afternoon, good morning, good night. I am so pleased to receive this award in the name of the people that work in CIVOS. Thanks to my family and all the employees that work and support me in my ideas, my crazy ideas all of these years. Well, of course, at this moment, I would like to receive this award directly from you in a great party ceremony. But pandemic has made us to reinvent the way life is lived. And this is the reason CIVOS has too much to do reinventing the way companies do business in a better way. I remember when I created CIVOS 13 years ago, the main business offer was to deliver call center services, as Arturo said, by using our own management software and digital services like bots, mobile applications, and business intelligence. But now we are working on an artificial intelligence. CIVOS is a company that enables now its clients to implement digital transformation to improve their customer experience with our services and with our technologies. Well, but let me tell you some more about what we like to do in CIVOS. What is important for us is to help communities to improve their home economies through credit unions and other financial companies. But not only with them. We work with solar companies that has a direct impact in their customers. I mean, when I said improve customer experience, I'm talking about doing better business, doing a better way to understand technology, communicating better with their partners, talking about the people that live in Mexicans that live in the United States, while having better opportunities for them. I mean, what is very important for us is to make a better way of life. Yeah. Well, this time, I don't know if Arturo will have time for Paola to talk about this, but
she can introduce herself. She can say, hello.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just would like to say thank you for Global Chamber and congratulations for all the awarded companies. Have a great day. And Paola?
Great. Thank you, Hugo. Congratulations. We love what you're doing down in Mexico. So let's just do a little recap. We have our first 5 winners, and let's congratulate them again. We have Denver, Federico Peña, Chicago, Dr. William Winston. In Cincinnati, we have 80 Acres Farm. Tokyo, we have Catherine O'Connell. And Guanajuato, we just heard from Hugo Calderon. And again, thanks our sponsors, City of Aurora, Aspen Capital, and the Greater Hamilton Chamber. Now we're going to still stay in Mexico. So let's go to Hermosillo and Christian. Welcome, Christian.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening in other places of the world. Good morning. This is Christian Aguirre. I am located in Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. This is a city located in Northwest Mexico, and we are only 265 kilometers away from the Mexico-US border. So there are great opportunities in the state of Sonora to work between, this is a border state, and to work with the United States. We are also very close to the headquarters of the Global Chamber. So it is really, we are proud to be part of this great event. I would like to thank Jeffrey Campos for the organization of this wonderful event. Doug Brunke, thank you so much, and Cesar Trabanco for this great event. We are as I have mentioned, I have been part of Global Chamber for 3.5 years, since the beginning of 2017, and I have seen the growth of the tribe, and it's been an incredible journey. And I'm very proud to be part of this tribe, this family, be joining you today. And I am happy to introduce Global Excellence Award winner, Mr. Julio Pablos, who has been part of this chamber for almost 3 years, always supporting the activities of the chamber. He has been an entrepreneur that for more than 22 years, he opened his first business dedicated to distribution of PPE in our country, Mexico. And also, one of his most recent projects consists on the creation of a patented product that is a future substitute for alcohol gel sanitizers, a product with other innovative components like chitosan. And also Julio has been very, very involved in the South of Sonora and many places in Mexico with supporting small businesses and the development of also the industrial sector. So please let me welcome Julio Pablos. Congratulations on this award. And please join us to letting us know a little bit more about you, Julio.
Thank you, Christian. Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to thank Global Chamber and this amazing team. Everybody helps. That's what I can say about Global Chamber. Wherever person Christian gets for us to ask anything in USA, anyone, they always help and they always give great information. Doug, Cesar, Trenko, and Christian, of course, a great team, and we are really, really happy to be working in Global Chamber. As Christian said, well, I believe you got me here, Christian, 3-4 years ago. I heard about Global Chamber from Christian. Firstly, I registered, I was taking some webinars, some information about the USA market, a lot of advisement from many people from Global Chamber. And lately, the last 2 years, we have been getting involved more and more on this great networking, worldwide networking. And as Christian said, we are small, one of the business, we have 4 businesses in this place, all around the medical field, but one of them, we are innovating with organic products, organic clinic products, and one of these products is a hand sanitizer, totally organic, totally. And we've been working the last months with a lot of the member teams of Global Chamber in USA. And we have learned a lot of things, but a lot of things. It's amazing what we can do working with such a great organization. So Christian said everything about us. Thank you, Christian. And I want to thank again to Global Chamber. We feel like a very small company being treated by Global Chamber as a huge corporation, and that's amazing. That's something that we appreciate a lot. It doesn't matter the size of the company, but the opportunity of making business. So thank you, thanks a lot, Global Chamber.
Julio, thank you so much. Always remember, you are part of the global family. So we are related.
Thank you.
So let's come back to the US and let's go to San Francisco, and we'll have Doug Brunke present this award. Doug.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jeff. Eduardo Gonzalez of 258 Consulting wanted to be here, but he had a doctor's appointment that ran long. So he asked me to step in front and provide the introduction to Donahi. It turns out he loves Donahi in terms of the work that she's done He's very familiar with 10 years of her work. I've only got 9 years of experience with Donahi, and I can tell you it's been an amazing journey. I remember she ended up being the assistant to a Mexican organization called TECPA that helped Mexican companies come into the US in Phoenix, and I got to meet her there. And I remember her boss was a Japanese Mexican, and being a person who's lived in Japan, I thought that would be an easy person, the Japanese lady, for me to get to know, and she wasn't easy at all for me. And I ended up having to go to Donahi for everything. And I thought to myself, wow, this lady is so smart and so helpful and so easy to work with, and ultimately so trusted. And now, so fast forward to now where she has her own company, Intech National. She's based out of San Francisco. She helps companies come out of the US, but mainly come into the US from Mexico and Latin America. And every case that we've seen has been phenomenally successful. We love working with her. 9 years ago, it was easy. It's even easier today, and she's changing the world and the help and support that she's giving to her companies. Donahi Montes Estrada, thank you so much for all that you do, and congratulations on the award for Global Chamber San Francisco.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Global Chamber, for this recognition. For me, it's an honor as a woman, as a Mexican woman, to be awarded in a US chapter. And I have never been average in my life, ever. So you can then understand why a woman is helping tech companies to do business in the US. And it has been a whole journey. Thank you. And I want to recognize also all the effort that has been put in the event, and all the awardees that are receiving this recognition with me. And I just want to say that I wish it's always like a curve or a line that goes smooth and easy just to the climax or to the good point or exactly to where you want to go, but sometimes it's not. And what you need to find out is the way it will happen. And sometimes that means keep doing it, or that means find the way, even though it's not the first way you thought will be, and don't give up. I am very fortunate to have worked for a small and medium technology business since 2007, so 13 years. And I moved to the US in 2011, helping them to grow internationally. Now I have two companies. The first one is Intech National, that is a consulting firm that helps digital technology companies to grow internationally. And also I am a partner of an amazing company that's called HackerStrike. We are focused on cybersecurity products. And right now, the one we have is against ransomware, to protect people or businesses that are having or want to have an extra layer for protection in the ransomware. That is basically, if you're not aware of the term, is somebody kidnapping your own information. So I just want to share a phrase that for me will put together everything that I have on my mind and on my heart. That is from Frida Kahlo. I'm sure everybody knows who Frida Kahlo is. And it's in Spanish is pies para qué los quiero si tengo alas para volar. That will be translated feet. Why do I need them for if I have wings to fly? So please do what the Global Chamber invites us. Be global and unstoppable. Thank you very much.
You are unstoppable. Thank you, Donahi. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Donahi, and congratulations. Well, Doug, I'm going to stick with you. You're going to do the Arizona Award, which kind of represents Phoenix and Tucson. So, Doug, it's back to you.
I'm going to turn it over to two much smarter gentlemen than I, but I do want to say the winner for the state of Arizona, both Tucson and Phoenix chapters, is Mike Patterson. He's been with us from day one when we had 0 members. Mike has been supporter from that day one all the way through every single day. And when we had a tough spot somewhere about year 3, he sat down and I received in the mail a check from him saying, I love what you're doing, whatever it takes, let's get this thing done. And so Mike, I have very special trust with Mike and his capabilities, what he's been able to do for our members. Mike, you're amazing. So I'm going to have 2 people talk to you. First, Arra, Yerganian. He's with ZoroSign. He's zooming in from the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, ZoroSign.
Thank you, Doug, and hello, everyone. I'm honored today to present this Global Excellence Award to Mike Patterson. And I am actually in Phoenix today. I flew in for the next 2 days at the global headquarters of the Chamber, and I'm so happy to be here. I first met Mike through the FinTech Sandbox. This is a great example of programs that Mike has been supporting because he wants to make the community a better place and grow business. In the words of Warren Buffett, if you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. Mike helps businesses navigate corporate compliance and security matters. He efficiently resolves legal matters by identifying key issues, focusing resources, and executing on a plan. With great joy, I wish congratulations to Mike, a wonderful attorney at law.
Absolutely, he's the best. I think Hank Marshall from City of Phoenix and also honorary consul for the UK and Arizona has a word or 2 to say. Hank.
Yeah, hi, Doug, and thanks, Arra. Let me just offer congratulations to all the awardees today. It's truly a pleasure to be in your company. A warm welcome to everybody from Phoenix. If you've been watching, we are certainly warm these days. And a particular welcome, if you will, to all of the Phoenix people that are on this call. So many of them have joined today, I think, in honor of Mike and everything that he does and continues to do. I've had the privilege of knowing Mike for well over 2 decades, and I can speak for just how special a person Mike is. I'm echoing a lot of the thoughts that both Doug and Arra have shared. Mike started practicing law in 1995, and throughout that time, he has become a pinnacle leader in international law and an expert in international law, and somebody that our community relies very heavily on. Doug alluded to, I think, and many people have, that trust is one of the cornerstones of people that are playing in this global sandbox. And Mike is extremely trustworthy. And above all, he's also available and very accessible, which, to small companies and people, it's important to be able to have that access and not feel like you struggle to find the right people. You've heard the saying, you give till it hurts. If there's anybody that I know that gives till it hurts and then gives again and gives more, it's Mike. He personifies that, and I can say that personally because I've witnessed it. Another one of the endearing qualities that I see in Mike, and so many of the people on this call I know see in Mike, is he's never somebody that stands up to kind of wave a flag and seek credit or look for the spotlight. Mike very quietly goes about doing what he does. He bolts on to whatever else is going on. Mike is a catalyst, but somebody who I think just very quietly, but very, very successfully enables so many of us to be good at what we do and enables the success that our community is seeing. So let me summarize by saying, I think you won't find a better human being. You won't find a better lawyer. And he is a great global leader in our community. It gives me great pleasure, and I'm very proud to be able to introduce all of you to the Phoenix chapter of Global Chamber's Global Excellence Award winner for 2020, my good friend, Mike Patterson.
Thank you, Arra and Hank. And Hank, you are a dear friend. I remember the first time we met, someone had recommended you to me, and we went to lunch, and they said, you may want to bring a referral for Hank. So I thought real hard and brought Hank one referral, and he gave me 10 at the lunch. And I said, well, shoot, boy, he just is so generous. And you've been a loving friend all along the way for my family, when my kids have had issues. And thank you. I love you, Hank. And I had a few words I wanted to share, just my gratitude, and then that I'm humbled and I feel rich in relationships. And just saying a couple words about that. I was 10 years in Latin America, started out working with poor people, not as a lawyer. And those were rich times. It humbled me, and I learned a lot about relationships. And I was taught, as I lived cross-culturally, how much I thought I knew. I had to put my own culture on the shelf in many ways and learn that relationships are most important, and you have to, that I needed to set all my predispositions aside and learn how to love people, as Catherine mentioned. I want to thank Doug and the Global Chamber and wish you success, Doug. I've said many years, Doug is the hub of the wheel of the global community in Arizona and Phoenix and in Arizona, and then really internationally. This is an amazing organization. I do remember being there the day we launched down at Hank's City Hall. They were so gracious to give us City Phoenix and several mayors there and dignitaries, and it was really exciting to be there. And I do remember the goal was, we're going to try to hit 500 chapters and members worldwide in different places. And I checked with Doug and Cesar today, and I think we're at 5. A round of applause for that. You did it. It's unbelievable that this has grown to what it is. I would say, in terms of gratitude, I have a number of you who are clients on the phone. Arra just talked, Carol May and Mike Jameson from Wisdom, and Emilio from Chicanos por la Causa, Chris Aguirre and several clients, Indira and Gabriela, others that have just brought me things, and I've been happy to help you and work with you. And of course, Don Nahi, you're a dear friend. I love you to death. You are just an amazing person that started out, and particularly in the tech area, inbound and outbound companies. You've helped so many make it, and really good companies, but they would have stumbled without you. Thank you very much. On the next thing I wanted to say was the humility piece. And I'm not saying I've even got that started, but I would say everybody in this group who's figured out how to work cross-culturally, you've had to humble yourself to be a learner and to be a listener, and to put your ego on the shelf, and in order to learn how to get a product or a service across, or to be able to get someone else to work with you or help you. And then lastly, I just wanted to say I feel rich in relationships. If we make money out of this, great, but if not, we're very rich on this call, and look at all the relationships we have. And if you got nothing else out of this, and go to your grave with all these friendships, and we're rich, aren't we? And I feel very much enriched by this. So I want to congratulate Federico, Donahi, Pastor Winston, 80 Acres, Catherine, Hugo, and Paola, and Julio. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but you're all amazing rock stars. And then everyone else on this call as well, who thank you for your support for the Global Chamber. Together, we are unstoppable, as Doug says. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations to yourself as well. All right, let's go to Baltimore, Washington. And we have Jeong and Larry to present the award.
Hi, everybody. I'm Larry Burrell. I'm Deputy Director of the Baltimore, Washington Metro of the Global Chamber. I want to introduce Jeong Hibbitts, who is our Executive Director, who will in turn introduce Brenda Harrington, who is going to receive an award tonight, and so deservedly so. So I'll turn it over to Jeong and take it away.
All right, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Jeong Hibbitts, Executive Director for the Global Chamber, Baltimore and Washington. And today I am super pumped up and proud and excited to recognize our awardee for our chapter, Brenda Harrington. Brenda is the president of Adaptive Leadership Strategies located in Northern Virginia, which is a premier executive coaching and leadership development agency. As a person who came from a corporate leadership world like Mobil Oil and AT&T, Brenda knows how to work with leaders and leadership teams to improve business performance through focusing on leadership development. Brenda has worked with numerous business organizations in this capacity throughout her career, but equally notable, her leadership coaching impact extends even to the world of humanitarian organizations, which has been of great importance and an impact recently. During this time of a pandemic, she has worked with the leaders in more than 12 countries to help them successfully navigate the complexity associated with COVID-19 that, of course, impact not just themselves, but their teams as well. Many of her clients are humanitarian and human rights decision makers, providing services and aid for the most vulnerable members of society. She mentioned during our conversation, among the most notable clients she has worked with over the past year, 3 female managers promoted into senior leadership role that involved relocation to different countries. Due to border closures and limitations on travel, they have all remained in place. And Brenda, as a global mobility and transition coach, has helped them to be able to lead large, diverse global teams remotely. She is a truly exemplary role model and example of global excellence. And I have so many other things to talk about her, including her amazing contributions as the chairperson of the advisory board, the Global Chamber Baltimore, Washington chapter. But today is for us to hear from her. So without further ado, Brenda, please take away from here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jeong and Larry. I can't begin to tell you how much this means to me, that you have selected me for this award and recognition. I also want to thank our sponsors for this program, and I want to especially thank Doug Brunke, not only for his vision, but for his commitment to cultivating the vision to get us to where we are today here, all together as this tribe, as he refers to it. Congratulations to all of my fellow awardees. I don't know how I landed with such a distinguished group, but I'm very happy to be here. I prepared remarks, and I'm going to set all of those remarks aside after listening to everyone else on this conversation this evening. And I want to reflect on a couple of things. I've heard the word trust come up several times. And I want to thank Mike Patterson in particular, whose remarks preceded mine, for such a beautiful setup to one of the things that I wanted to focus on. The core of what I do focuses on relationships, building and establishing and nurturing relationships. And I've learned over the years, both internally in corporate leadership roles and externally as a leadership development facilitator, that it all starts with people. And when we focus on relationships and we nurture, develop, and grow those relationships, amazing things can happen. But that does take the development of trust. It takes the development of a little bit of resilience when we encounter people who are different than we are. And it takes a little bit of patience when we begin to feel the resistance that shows up when we have differences of opinion, or even if we're having different experiences when we're working across cultures. But it's the development of that global mindset and the willingness to really do the work that enables us to be successful and to thrive in a global environment. And so that's how and where I spend my time. And I don't know who's receiving the benefit more, my clients or me, because I don't walk away from any of those experiences without being enriched and feeling that I've grown myself. And so I just want to say to you that regardless of the experience that you have, the education, the letters that may show up behind your name, what matters most is the connection that you're able to make with people. Catherine talks so much about developing networks and the prospect of giver's gain. All of those things really are the launch pad for being successful with each other and across different disciplines and in different cultures and parts of the world. And so that's my commitment. And I'm here to help any of you if you have questions about how to do that better. If I'm not hard to find. And I should also say, Cesar, thank you so much for what you do. I don't know, Cesar must have 6-8 arms. I don't know how he does everything that he does to keep all the plates spinning, but it's greatly appreciated. So thank you so much again for this honor and the opportunity to convene with all of you today, and I look forward to getting to know you more in the future.
Thank you, Brenda, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So now it brings us to our last award. We're going to head over to Singapore. And Doug, you want to make the introduction?
Absolutely. I'm introducing our award winner for the Singapore chapter, M. Nasri Mood, who's a serial entrepreneur, and he's the founder most recently of My FinB group. I've actually known Nasri for almost 9 years. I met him through Arizona State University and some work that they were doing at the time to come into the US. And I was asked to look at what they had and determine, kind of what state it was and what needed to be done. And my basic advice was, it's too complicated and it's not right and it's just not quite there. So he kind of disappeared for a few years and he focused in on the hot area of fintech. And oh my God, has he developed an amazing solution that involves artificial intelligence that's raging its way around the world, and an extremely successful way. Most recently, and what really kind of sealed the deal for this award was some recent events that we've done with him. And one was some of the work that he's doing in fintech all across Asia and Africa. And he had multiple people from multiple countries involved. That's what his team looks like. It's very diverse, very international, very successful internationally. And so we're very proud as a Singapore chapter to award this Global Excellence Award to just a tremendous leader on the global scale, M. Nasri Mood of My FinB. Nasri, take it away.
Hi, greetings everyone. Thanks, Doug, for giving me the earliest breakfast ever in my lifetime right now. So it's about 7 a.m. right now in Singapore. And thank you, Global Chamber GC, for the recognition given to the Singapore chapter, the tiny little red dot located in the Far East. The recognition that is given to us serves only by the reminder that we have to level up in an extremely volatile world that is full of uncertainty, politically and economically. Now, based on a survey conducted by local agencies in this part of the world, around 80% of businesses are likely to close down in the next 2 to 3 months if they are not given special assistance, be it in the form of financial or other forms of capacity building. Hence, we need to step up and play a role to help as many businesses as possible. Together with GC Singapore and Malaysia, we carried out programs that involved more than 7,000 businesses directly, and through the local government agencies, provided a digital advisory platform that is powered by AI engine to help more than 150,000 businesses, to help them with automated financial health checks and with ways to determine their working capital gaps, market opportunities, redesigning their business models, and more. The Global Chamber provides extensive and deep-rooted network that never misses that human touch. we envisage that Global Chamber Singapore and Malaysia are going to embark in more AI transformation activities that will impact society. So there are 5 areas moving forward that we expect to launch before year end. This has been in the woodworks for quite a while, and it's my honor to bring the Global Chamber activities deeper into activities that impact society. So there are 5. First is to provide a digital membership directory and global international market platform for a special women's group called the 30% Club, a business group which campaigns for more female directors or diversity on company boards. Second is the development of trade sentiments across industry groups and sectors that shall be published weekly using artificial intelligence in Singapore and Malaysia versus the rest of the world. Third, a series of podcasts generated by natural language AI voice systems that touches on topics impacting businesses and global trade. This shall be done on a weekly basis too. Fourth is expansion of our Restore and Rebuild program, what we call the R&R program, a special initiative to help SMEs, or in your part of the world, call it the SMB, small medium businesses, to chart a new growth plan to survive and thrive the COVID-19 crisis, where they are given customized financial health checks and roadmaps using AI. So it brings me deep pleasure to bring the GC brand and GC network and the GC strength, right, to connect with more SMBs in this part of the world. Last but not least is the use of AI for public listed companies and corporations to generate value creation activities as part of the integrated reporting. As some of us would know, an integrated report is a concise communication about how an organization's strategy, governance, performance, and prospects in the context of its external environment lead to the creation of value in the short, medium, and long term. So to put it simply, issues like the ESG reporting, economic social governance, right, the SDG 17 by the United Nations reporting, right, could be covered seamlessly for corporations and businesses to conduct strategic reporting beyond financial. These 5 areas are what we believe to be impact-driven activities that Global Chamber will be uniquely positioned and known more in the coming weeks and months and into 2021. We thank Global Chamber and Doug for this reminder rather than the recognition, reminder that every one of us have a bigger role to play, a bigger cause to perform, to create more impact for society and the general business community across borders. On a final note, if there is a Lifetime Business Award, I will give unanimously to Doug and Global Chamber for creating the vision and commitment to establish such a vast network of chapters across hundreds of countries. I've seen how GC grew from the beginning, as what Doug would have alluded, right? Before the creation of it and the transformation of it, and to what it is now. It's amazing growth, and such leadership effectiveness will only get better and stronger when more and more commitment is obtained from more members and chapters. It will only get stronger and unstoppable. So thank you, Doug and Global Chambers. You guys rock.
Thank you, Nazri. Congratulations. So that concludes our award presentation today. Let's give everybody a silent round of applause. So thank you for all of you for attending today, and we appreciate your involvement. This wouldn't be possible without an audience like we have today.